All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are back with you guys here tonight with the Platinum class, and we are at no other than the Spa-Francorchamps circuit at Stavelot in Belgium for the Belgian Grand Prix, which is going to be round 11 of this season 13 of Trinity Competitive Racing Platinum class. Welcome everybody, it's Blinn Machine with you guys in the booth here tonight, and back for another broadcast. It's Mr. Sensation. Welcome.
Hey Blinn, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I know it's going to be an exciting race. It is one of the best classic tracks that we could imagine and ask for on a Formula One game. What are you thinking about here tonight? What do you think we're going to see?
A lot of high speed, a lot of crashing, and I'm going to predict 2 safety cars.
Going conservative here today.
Yes.
Just a couple. Alrighty.
Just a couple.
All right, well, for those of you who are new to this circuit, I imagine not too many are going to be, but it is a very special one. It's 7 kilometers long, one of the longest tracks on the calendar, and it's got 20 corners, and none of them are easy. Every single one of them has got some history behind it, and definitely a lot of technique is required to be quick around here, and you might have heard of some of the most famous corners on this track, such as Radion and Eau Rouge and Lacombe, and of course we've got Pouon, which is going to be very, very, very dangerous around here with no assist and no racing line and nothing else enabled. So yeah, this is going to be quite a race. We're going to be doing 22 laps, 50% race. Starting off with the qualifying session here right now as we watch Mebi unfortunately invalidating his lap. But leading the pack at the moment in provisional pole is Secret with a 142.633, very closely followed by B-Tom with a 142.655. Who's your money on here tonight, Mr. Sensation?
Well, I'm going with Bats Plus. I just was watching Jess Jose on his qualifying lap. He just spun out. I got Bats Plus. I see B-Tom in the future, and I'm going to change it up. I got Warriors, but now I'm gonna do 2 things here. I'm gonna do something a little different. I got 2 dark horses, Secret being one of them, and the other one is Mebi.
All right, some good choices there, absolutely. I just noticed that my teammate from the silver class is going to be reserving here tonight for the first time in the platinum class, Mr. Sir Charles, joining us there on the grid. So that should be pretty exciting to see what he can do. Doesn't have a time on the grid just yet. Neither does Warriorins, but Warriorins on a quick lap right now, and he's just made his way around Stavelot and Curb Paul Frere. Coming now into Blanchimont. Very nicely kept there. We are running the strict track limits here tonight, so you cannot go much more than what he did there on the curves. And he's going to abort this lap. He's going to go into the pits in the Aston Martin. Who else do we have on a quick lap or running out there? We have QVR Packer and Shaddy Dog getting prepared.
Yeah. What also what is you got to take note too is the pit entries and the exits. They're very twisty, turny, complicated, and bumpy. So you might see some broken wings going in or going out.
All right, so QVR Packer is just about to start a lap. Let's jump on board with him now. And we're going to see what he can do here. Very wide entry on the last corner there, but gets a really good start straight onto the line into turn 1, which is La Source. And he gets that one dealt with pretty nicely. A little bit wide on the exit there, riding the curb, but gets it kept all together as he makes it through turn 2. And now into Radion and Eau Rouge. Very nicely done through there, using all of the track that's allowed for him here tonight with the strict limits. He's got the DRS open, and he's on his run now on the Camel Straight into Lacombe, purple sector 1. And makes his way through Lacombe and invalidates the lap, unfortunately, on turn 8. It looked like on the second half of Lacombe. That has caught him out there. So he's gonna have to try again. Who else do we have here getting ready for a lap? I think B-Tom. Yeah, B-Tom is about to start one. That should be a quick one. Okay. Let's see what B-Tom can do. Alright, B-Tom starting up a lap now, currently sitting in P2, coming into turn 1 of La Source and getting it stopped just in time. A little bit wiggly on the exit on the outside curb, but keeps it nice and tidy. And now into Radion and Eau Rouge once again. And he deals with both of those corners quite easily there. Now onto the Camel Straight. And he's going to be finishing Sector 1 here in just a split second. And he's just a little bit slower than his previous fastest time. Very wide through turn 9 there, riding the outside curb as well. Now into Bruxelles. And managing to keep it nice and tidy into turn 11. Gotta watch out for the track limits there, but manages to keep it just inside of that. And now we're going to be coming into Pouon. That's going to be a tricky one, but he deals with it very beautifully. And now we're into the campus section of turn 13. And then 14. And then 15 is going to be coming up very quickly. That's going to be Stavilo. B-Tom getting through there. Purple sector 2. He's 0.3 of a second quicker than his own fastest time. He's through curb Paul Frere. And now coming into Blanchemont. And he's doing pretty well. He's only got a couple more corners to deal with, which is the bus stop chicane to end off the lap. Riding the inside curb there very nicely. Oh, a little bit wiggly on the outside. Almost went into the wall, wow, but he manages to go on pole.
Yeah, he just beat out Seafreeze, who had got that while he was talking about his travels there.
Now let's see Sequit. He's chasing it down as well. He's through Pouon and he spins the car around the back end. Just snaps out of it. And Sequit, in the meantime, also dropping a couple of positions in the standings, down to P5, with Bats Plus jumping into P2, and Mebi, P3. Yeah. Very well done, and KGB Black Angel improves this time as well, so Sequit has got to have to improve on his next attempt. Ecos Verstappen is going to start off a lap here now. He's currently sitting in P9.
Definitely the times are very close. Should see what do you think is going to happen now? You think it's going to be a lot of close running here once we get started, or you think maybe the field will spread out after a while, or maybe we might have some wet weather conditions? What do you think?
Ooh, that would be fun, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. It's Spa. Anything could happen here. You've got Radion, you've got Eau Rouge, you've got some really crazy corners. Verstappen has just invalidated his lap. Let's see if there's anybody else who's still running. But yeah, I mean, if the weather comes, that's going to be one hell of a race. I would love to see people racing around here with a little bit of rain, but honestly, I think we're in for a really close battling race because there's going to be some DRS trains forming. If it's going to remain dry, it's just going to be down to strategy. So I'm just excited to see what these guys are going to put on. As Sir Charles, I think, is about to set a first proper lap time of a 1:44.4. And so he's going to remain in P13 as the reserve driver here today, but still doing very well there. QVR Packer has jumped to the front of the grid. 1:42.1.
I don't know if he's just glitchy or if his setup is just bad. I'm following Just Jose. He looks like he's a little squiggly here and there. I'm not too sure if it's just a glitch or if it's just an actual setup.
Yeah, it's hard to say at this stage. Oh, but he's purple through Sector 2, Just Jose. Yeah. On a very quick lap right now. We're not sure what he did in Sector 1, but we'll see a Sector 2 and Sector 3 times as he makes his way now through Belgian into the chicane.
I can see him moving up into the top 5.
Definitely. I mean, Just Jose has done some really great performances, got a couple of wins, and he's going to pull up into the pits. With 3 minutes to go, I think these guys are going to be preparing to go for one more time.
Yeah. Orions hasn't put up a time yet, so he's the only one. And he's about to, actually, he's coming out right now on the outlap, so that's good. Man.
All right, couple minutes to go here in qualifying. Most of the guys are either in the pits or getting out of the pits right now on an outlap. We're going to have a 50% race as always to follow the qualifying session, but who's going to be on that pole position? It's been switching between quite a few different drivers. Seafreeze, Bats Plus, B-Tom, Packer, all of them have had provisional pole throughout this qualifying session.
Yeah.
I can't really even tell who's going to be up there. What do you think?
It's a tough one. I think B-Tom will still be up there, Bats Plus. Black Angel might surprise you with something. So same thing with Warriors, like as I'm following him right now when he starts his flying lap. But it should be a close battle. Speaking of the points and the standings, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the constructors or the drivers' standings right now, B-Tom 165, Bats Plus 148, and Seafreeze 114. So there's a little bit of a gap, but it's still very, very close. It's less than a win away between all of those drivers, so it could change at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Seafreeze probably wants to be the one on pole position. He's done pretty good from pole before. B-Tom also has done very well from pole position. He knows how to run away with a race. But Packer is the surprise tonight for me personally. He's, going for pole position possibly as we watch B-Tom now coming up Eau Rouge and keeping it clean through there. Is about to finish Sector 1. Let's see what sort of a time that's going to be. It is a purple, and he's 54 thousandths of a second faster on his own personal time. Oof, his car is also very twitchy. He just wants to step out every single time.
Yeah. Trying to see what Warriors is going to do. I'm following him right now. He doesn't have a purple sector in Sector 1. Hopefully, maybe in Sector 2, he can make up the difference. Ooh, wide there. He didn't invalidate, so that's a good thing. Oh, yeah, he invalidated right there. That backhand slid out. Looks like the setups are going to be a problem here. The time has now ran out.
And we're still watching here on board with B-Tom. He's on a really good lap. Can he bring it home for pole position? It's going to be pretty close. And B-Tom comes around the last corner, comes across the line. He's not good enough for pole, just misses out by 8 thousandths of a second. That is very, very, very close.
That is not bad. That is not bad at all.
All right, so next up we've got Bats Plus, who's also on a quick lap. QVR Packer has just been beaten by Mebby, who jumps onto pole position with a 142.027. This is heating up every single second now.
Oh, he must have heard me because I said he was one of my picks. He must have heard me.
All right, next up we're going to have Bats Plus. I think maybe, no, maybe it's
Packer.
further down. Packer, 141.801. Bats Plus, 142.2. Not going to be good enough. I think QVR Packer is going to hold on to pole position here tonight with a 141.801 with maybe second, Beatom third. It looks like Bats Plus and Seafreeze are going to be fourth and fifth.
Yeah. I guess that's that.
And there is our starting grid. That's going to be QVR Packer and maybe on the front row with B-Tom in third, Bats Plus in fourth, Seafreeze fifth, KGB sixth. We have Just Jose in seventh place, 007 in eighth, Sequit ninth, and Verstappen in on the fifth row in P10. And then we have Cam in 11th, Dreamzy in 12th, Chatty Duck in 13th, Sir Charles in 14th place, and Warriorans starting at the back of the grid with no time set during qualifying.
Interesting. Well, so that means 11 through 15 will be on the medium compounds, I would think. And it's going to be interesting. I think I said there will be trouble in the first 3 laps starting right now after the formation. Laps trouble. Oh, we got cloud. It's cloudy here.
Yeah, it's definitely looking grayish out there tonight in Spa-Francorchamps. Let's see what we're going to get out of tonight's races. There's going to be some weather to spice things up. I think that will be quite exciting to watch. But if you guys are just joining now, it is going to be formation lap ahead of the 50% race here tonight, which is going to be round 11 of season 13 of the Platinum class in Trinity Competitive Racing. And yeah, we're going to be doing 22 laps around Spa. 22 times that you have to go up Eau Rouge, and that is 22 times that you might need a change of pants. So get ready. Get ready for what is definitely going to be, I'm sure, a great race here tonight. It's Blue Machine and Mrs. Sensation in the booth to bring you guys the action here tonight as well. The TCR record here is held by B-Tom, but it was held by him when he was more familiar as Tasmanian Devil in the Platinum class of Season 10 of TCR. And that is a 144.3. That's a race lap record. Wow. So let's see if anyone is going to get close to that here today. We're just seconds away from the formation lap. Mr. Sensation, what do you think about everything so far, about qualifying, about the starting grid, and what should we expect?
Well, it's all this qualifying wise. I expect it to be close. Spa is usually everybody's favorite just because of the low down. Well, I would say the low downforce, but it's more or less the high downforce because you need some grip through these corners. But it is a pretty fast pace. But you have to have the right setup too. Not too loosey-goosey, but I really am looking for B-Tom to dominate this one. I don't know. I got a feeling that somebody in the history of TCR has never dominated an actual race where maybe they lap the whole field. I don't think that's ever happened. That's pretty hard to do, but I just got this feeling. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. But I think it's going to be very exciting. Like I said, I got the 2 safety cars. I got the weird pit entries coming in and going out. I think people are going to get a little too throttle happy on the exit of the pit lane. But we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, well, looking at the grid, we've got some different tire choices on the top 10, all softs, but Cam, Dreamzy, and Chatty on mediums, Sir Charles is sticking with the soft tire in P14, and then Warriorins on a medium as well at the back of the grid. It's a very tight championship battle in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari leading with 205, Williams 185, Alfa Romeo 180, only 5 points away from Williams there. And then Mercedes in fourth place with 116 points, lagging behind just a little bit. Driving for the Mercedes tonight is Sir Charles as a reserve, but KGB Black Angel is normally the Mercedes full-time driver alongside with McChicken, who's not here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get ready.
We'll see what happens. And I just want to give a quick shout-out to you, sir, with your little Bambino. Just show him some love for here tonight. Hopefully he doesn't give you too much problems.
No, the little one is downstairs watched by his mother, so hopefully he'll be all right. Maybe they might be watching. Sometimes they watch the races on YouTube to help us out.
Nice.
If you guys are watching, we're about to start this one.
Oh, it's bad camera angle here for me. I'm following from 11 down.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights are on. And we go racing. Oh, it's a late start there from Bats Plus, as QVR Packer and Mebi are going to be battling for P1, but Bats Plus goes down the inside of B-Tom as well. It goes very wide. There's another one going very wide. It's KGB Black Angel, and he has to rejoin safely there behind Sequit. It was very tight between those two. Up our Rouge and Radion we go for the first time. Oh, a little bit wiggly there from KGB, but he manages to keep it all together. Just Jose looks like he's going to be going for a move here in just a second, as well as B-Tom is having a look at Mebi, and Mebi was having a look at Packer, so everything is kicking off here on lap 1. Everyone is right and tight together.
Surprisingly enough, I really thought we were going to have a little chaos there. It's still early days.
As we're watching here, Seafreeze is a little bit under pressure there from Sequit in P5 and P6. This is the battle for the 5th position right here on lap 1. Bats Plus very wiggly through Puon, and that lets Seafreeze catch up quite a bit. You could see it on the screen there, even just visually. Oh, Bats Plus goes around! Bats Plus goes around and almost collected Seafreeze. And they, Seafreeze and Sequit managed to avoid him, but I think KGB Black Angel was not so lucky. I think KGB might have gotten caught up somewhere in that incident because he lost a few positions, and he's now down to P13.
Yeah, he just kind of drifted off to the side. I guess he was trying to avoid. Oh, man. I hate to see that.
So you were saying there, yeah, it was a clean start, but as we got into the 3rd sector, we had a little bit of trouble there. Bats Plus spinning himself out, and then I think KGB Black Angel somehow got collected in that trouble as well. Just Jose is into the pits. Is he going to be changing his front wing? He does have damage, and he is changing his front wing. He's putting on a set of hard tires.
Really?
Just Jose pretty much going for a one-stop strategy here, committing to it. I'm not sure why his car is now stuck in the pits, and now finally he's out of the pits.
But he's left the session. Oh, man.
Oh, no. So he's also disconnected while having all of that trouble. That is not very good. Back to the action we go here. At the front is QVR Packer and Mebi, the 2 AlphaTauris, leading the pack. And then we've got a little bit of chaos going on here. 007 Professional and Secret really battling it out here. Through Puon they go now.
Oh boy. Secret likes to race wheel to wheel, so he won't be afraid to stick his nose in the dangerous areas of the track that most people probably won't even dare touch.
Yeah, he definitely takes the chances, but he also has quite a few accolades to his name in TCR, so he's done quite well for himself. We'll see if his strategies work out for him here today. It's not a guarantee. Warriorins is catching up to his teammate, Dreamzy, And is this going to be, yeah, Dreamzy, I think, is going to move over and let Warrior Inns get ahead. Dreamzy's a little bit slow right now. I'm not sure what is going on with him as C3 sets a new fastest lap of this race. And DRS is now enabled, so that's going to really kick things up a little bit.
Yes, sir. This is where it starts to get interesting. That rear wing will start to open up as of right now. Let's see what Sequel's going to do here against 007. He will have the DRS. And he will bypass him. That's a fifth.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy overtake there with the DRS and a little bit of assistance from the battery. And KGB is retired, and he's done so in the pits. So I think he just decided he's had enough of today.
Wow, it was early days. Well, we didn't expect that. Wow. Unfortunate. I wouldn't expect a very early retirement out of anybody.
So that's DNF number 1 in tonight's Grand Prix. It is KGB Black Angel in the Mercedes. And now it's only Sir Charles left standing there as a reserve driver to try and bring some points for Mercedes here tonight. QVR Packer and Mebi still leading the pack right now, the two AlphaTauris. B-Tom in P3 is within DRS range. So he should be able to keep up with them. And then Seafreeze has just managed to break into the DRS range as well of B-Tom.
Yeah, but he's see his back tail lights is charging up there. Must be going on some juice.
Let's jump on board with B-Tom. And we're going to see this little battle here between Mebi, Packer, and B-Tom. Mebi is catching up on QVR Packer. Is he going to go for the move? No, he hangs back. So they're playing the team game right now. And yeah, Seafreeze dropped out of DRS range once again. Has to catch up just a tiny little bit. And then he will be right there. But so far, pretty exciting race. We've had a couple of small incidents.
So
but overall, pretty good.
So far we got what, by lap 7 these tires should be screaming agony.
Yeah, I mean, these guys can really do quite well with their tire management, but yeah, I think 7, 8, 9 at most, you're going to want to switch them over. But the other thing is, this is Spa, so incidents happen over here. People make mistakes on this track quite often, so a lot of these drivers are probably going to be trying to hold off as long as they can to try and hit that safety car if it does come out.
Man, I want to see who's going to blade first. I think it might be B-Tom.
For now, they are all staying out, and looks like Seafreeze has managed to catch up again into the DRS range. So now the top 4 are within a second of each other, and they are all within DRS. We should see some more action going on here, but I think for now, QVR Packer and Mebi, they are playing a pretty good team game here and trying to stay ahead of B-Tom as much as they can. And there's the pass there from Mebi on Packer, and the lead has changed hands between the two AlphaTauris. B-Tom dropped back even more. He's down to about 0.8 of a second behind now, and Seafreeze is just managing to hold on.
Yeah, he might be feeling it a little bit. It might be the beginning of the wear and tear in lap 5.
Well, if you guys are watching, thank you so much for tuning in, either on YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Oh, who is that?
Chatty. Whoa, Chatty. Easy, easy. There you go.
All right, so Chatty is had a little bit of a spin, but managing to keep it on track. And I was going to say, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and check out all the links in the description of the video for our website if you want to race with us, and also for our affiliate sponsors, Fenatech, Drink Alchemy, and also check out the link to our merch that's available for purchase right now. And it's also customizable. You can put your numbers, your names, everything else like that on it. There's jerseys, hoodies, hats, mugs, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. All the links are in the description, as we just watched 007 make a pass on Sequid, which looked to be a pretty easy pass. I felt like maybe Sequid even just let him through.
Probably so. You also got your first penalty there with Warriors.
And B-Tom there catching up very quickly on QVR Packer. And we had a spin in Sector 3. I think that was just Jose.
Yeah, he's having a bad time. Disconnections and stuff. I don't know if he's going to pack it up. Hopefully not. Hopefully it can turn around for him. He's staying in there. Sector 2, we got a Sequence into the wall. He got damage.
Wow. So Sequid there, spinning, hitting the walls, got damage. He had to cut a little bit of grass. Getting back on track now. Chatty Duck gets a 3-second penalty.
He's in such a good position too. I hate to see that.
Alrighty, lap 6 of 22. Guys are having a couple of spins here and there. We had one retirement of KGB Black Angel, and Seafreeze is the first one to jump into the pits, followed by his own teammate 007 Professional. They've got a little bit of a gap between them, but yeah, they're still gonna have to double stack. Let's see if it's gonna be a quick enough double stack. Oh, and it is. The cars kind of ghosted through each other there, and it was a very quick double stack.
Oh, okay.
And they both go on to the medium tires. Sequid coming into the pits right now as well after having a little bit of a spin just a little bit ago. It looks like B-Tom there was having a move on QVR Packer, but Packer manages to stay in P2. B-Tom now still keeping the pressure on the lead two AlphaTauris.
How about Cam right now? He's in the hunt. Right behind B-Tom.
Yeah, Cam's still got a good 7 seconds to catch up, but he's catching up pretty quickly, and he's already on the medium tire, so he's going to be taking that tire a little bit later on into the race and switching over most likely to a soft. What do you think the chances are of a safety car coming out in the next 2 laps?
Man, it might be a slim chance at this point. I mean, this is pretty much where guys will be probably getting ready to go into the pits and change, and then others will be still staying out and moving up some positions. So I think it's going to be a very slim chance as of right now.
And I guess B-Tom and Mebby think exactly the same thing, and they're going to be jumping into the pits now. So QVR Packer stays out, takes the lead of the race once again. And Cam moves up into P2 as we see B-Tom and Mebby make their pit stops over to the medium tires. One-stop strategy is preferred here tonight. Let's see where they're going to be coming out. B-Tom is going to be in P6 with Mebby in P5. Not a bad stop there. Seafreeze did not get the undercut.
Wait a minute. Is your thing reading wrong, or am I seeing things? Because Cam was on the soft tire. Oh, Sequid just retired. Oh man. Cam was on the soft tires even though it read that he was on the mediums, but he's on 7-lap old medium tires, even though he just changed his tires to a medium. Is that a famous glitch that I don't know about, or?
According to my screen, Cam has not made any pit stops yet. So he started on that medium tire.
That is weird, because I was following him and he went into the pits when you said he moved up to second position, and he changed his tires. He was on the softs, went to a medium, but it reads that he was on 7 old lap mediums.
Yeah, no, according to the statistics of the game, he has not pitted yet, as now QVR Packer makes his pit stop. And I'm interested to see now, is the overcut actually working better than the undercut? Because QVR Packer stayed out for an extra lap. So
right.
Where is Mebby right now? Mebby is crossing the line right now. QVR Packer is still in the pits. And he's going to be coming out right now. Oh, it was very close. So it looks like the undercut worked for Mebby, but didn't work for Seafreeze. And the overcut worked for B-Tom.
Right.
So that was a very interesting situation there for a second, as B-Tom now makes his way around Mebby, and he's up into P4. So yeah, the overcut worked for B-Tom, or sorry, the undercut worked for B-Tom but didn't work for Seafreeze, and the overcut worked for Mebby but didn't work for QVR Packer.
Okay, so who's in first place? Is that Cam?
It's Cam on an 8th-lap old medium together with Warriors and Dreamsy. Those 3 guys have not pitted, and Chatty has not pitted yet either. Bats Plus in P10 on his softs has not pitted yet either.
Wow, this is a very interesting, strange race as of right now.
Yeah, some interesting race strategies. Now, basically, everybody's going to equalize a little bit. The top 3 are guys who have not pitted yet. B-Tom is already right on the end of Dreamsy, so that's not going to be too long before these 2 guys get ahead of the old tire medium runners. And these guys, of course, on fresh mediums on their first lap on those mediums. Dreamsy into the pits. Very late decision there.
Very late.
Also a very early decision in terms of the overall race, because he's going to have to do about 11 laps on the softs. That's going to be quite a bit to ask of those tires, as Sir Charles now makes his stop and puts on mediums as well. Dreamsy is going on to the soft. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to make it until the end of the race. That's going to be very, very tight.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Cam would at least maybe get into a DRS, but I guess he wasn't close enough, because these boys are definitely hot on his tail right now.
And still watching here, Mebby and QVR Packer. They were in the lead of the race, but in the net lead right now is B-Tom. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how B-Tom managed to pull this off, but he really did his pit stop at the perfect time, came out at the perfect time, and then overtook the car in front of him of Mebby that was still getting his tires up to temperature. That was absolutely perfectly timed.
Definitely was. Absolutely. Another penalty. We got Dreamsy with 3 seconds.
B-Tom now only 0.7 of a second away from Warriors, who's inherited 2nd place from Dreamsy. And Cam is still in the lead right now, but 5 seconds in front of Warriors, and still needs to make a pit stop in tonight's race. And judging by the pace of these guys, Cam is probably going to end up in about 5th or 6th when he comes out of the pits on his brand new softs. But he will have soft tires, so he can probably make up some pretty good time and maybe a few positions. We'll wait to see here. Let's watch on board with Mebby as we climb up the hill into the blind left-hander of Radion and Eau Rouge. and making our way into the DRS zone as B-Tom is extremely close now to Warriorans. He's gonna go on the left-hand side here, and he's made it up into P2. Warriorans down into P3.
Wow, Cam, he just went around like, move out of the way, please. Let me get the clean air.
And here comes Mebi as well with his move on Warriorans, and he is through. So B-Tom and Mebi are through the traffic. They now just have to bring these tires all the way home. Cam in front right now on his 10-lap old mediums. I think he needs to do at least a couple more laps, or maybe one more, before he can be very safe on his soft tires towards the end of the race. QVR Packard now catching up to Warriorans as well on the exit of Paul Frere. And he's going to use his battery to try and get alongside and try and overtake through Blanchimont. And Packer is up into P4. Is Warriorans going to go into the pits on this one? No, he's continuing on for another lap, and so is Cam, and so is Chatty Duck.
Let's go, Cam. I don't know what he's doing, but he's keep doing it.
All right, now Seafreeze is joining this party here, catching up to the rear end of Warriorans as we're coming up into turn 3 and 4.
Right on him.
And he's going to have the DRS here as well, so that should be a pretty easy overtake there for Seafreeze.
Defend. How is Cam still in first? How is...
B-Tom right on the rear end of Mebi, but Mebi managed to get back up into the lead of the race, into the net lead. And yes, Seafreeze right on the back of that whole front pack there as well, so he's going to join this little party and this DRS train. We've got 10 laps to go. Pretty much everything still to fight for.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I'm really impressed with Cam's driving. The day that I don't pick him is the day that he shows up. Oh man, 2.5 second gap.
Yeah, remember, he still needs to make a pit stop, so he's probably going to come out around, 6th or 7th place. Going to have a bit of work to do towards the end of tonight's Grand Prix, but absolutely, he's doing a brilliant job so far. We'll see where he ends up as we go on board again here with these front drivers. B-Tom, QVR Packer, Seafreeze, Mebi, they're all out there. They're all very close. They're all within DRS zone. QVR Packer's catching up on B-Tom, using his batteries down to only 8%. And Mebi still staying out in front of B-Tom right now. B-Tom, though, being very cautious with his battery. Got still 40% remaining. So managing his recovery and usage a lot better than QVR Packer is.
And just for the record, what you said it was that the fastest lap here? You said it was by
Taz, and that was 1:44.3.
1:44.3. Okay, we got a 1:44.8.
Ooh, getting close.
Which is Bats Plus. He just recently did that.
Alright, so we're only half a second away from the fastest lap time being beaten here tonight. If Cam puts on some soft tires the next lap or two, I think he will be in contention for that fastest lap, because those softs will be about a second faster than the fastest mediums.
This is where I would want him to get a safety car so he can actually have a chance. but we only can hope. But right now, I don't want to take him out of his rhythm because he's looking. I don't know how he's doing it. This is amazing. I'm very impressed.
All right, so the battling continues here as we go up Eau Rouge once again in the Belgian Grand Prix here tonight for round 11 of season 13 of Trinity Competitive Racing in the Platinum class. And these guys are putting on quite a show here tonight. Pretty good race so far, lots of battling as predicted, lots of DRSing. And exactly what you want to see out of a Belgian Grand Prix. If you guys are watching, you guys are the best. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to leave a like, send in some comments, share the video, subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the links in the description to our website, to our merchandise shop, and also to our affiliate sponsors, Fanatec and Drink Alchemy. And make sure to use the code TCR at checkout for 10% off your drink purchases with Drink Alchemy. So, yeah, some exciting things going on here. 8 laps to go. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think so far of this race, Sensation?
Oh, man. It may come down to the final 3 laps of who might take it. And I think that's going to be between the top 6. Maybe, well, the way it looks, maybe top 5. Okay, Cam just went into the pits. So yeah, he gave up. He just went into the pits. So he's going to probably get on those softs.
Pretty good decision and good time. He's only going to have to do about 7 laps on those soft tires. But where is he going to come out? Is he going to be in 6th place? Can he keep that position in front of Chatty Duck?
Probably.
I think he might be able to, yes, because Chatty Duck is also going to be coming into the pits right now. So it's going to be about him and Dreamsy, and he will come out in front of Dreamsy. So he's now in P6. He's going to have a difference of about 7 seconds, 8 seconds to catch up to 007 Professional. That's a lot of work.
Definitely is a lot of work. But here, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
All right, back to the front we go here, and the battle for the lead continues on once again. Mebby leading the race in the AlphaTauri, B-Tom in 2nd place in his Williams, and then the second AlphaTauri of QVR Packer, who started this race on pole position and has been in the lead multiple times throughout, is now in P3. Seafreeze looks like he has found some great pace on those medium tires because he is sticking right onto the back of this pack in front of him. So he's in the right place. He just needs to wait for the right time, and then he can pounce on an opportunity to get onto the podium here tonight. But either way, great driving from Seafreeze, and from those top 4 drivers here tonight are really putting on a show.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think is going to be the outcome here?
Well, if you want me to speculate, then I'm going to say that B-Tom and Mebby are going to have an incident. And Packer and Seafreeze at 007 will end up on the podium. But that's just my speculation.
Hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Here comes Seafreeze on Packer. Packer is attacking on B-Tom. Everybody using their batteries.
Boy.
B-Tom keeping P2 for now. QVR Packer keeping his position as well. And Seafreeze still in P4, but his intentions are clear. All right, 6 laps to go here. Let's see which 3 drivers are going to end up on the podium. Right now, it's not completely decided just yet. Maybe B-Tom, Packer, and Seafreeze. They're all battling it out. They're all very close to each other. And we are at Spa-Francorchamps, where you can make a mistake in the split of a second, and you'll be out of this race. And Packer makes a mistake, and he gets a 3-second penalty. And that's Seafreeze already up onto the podium there.
Yep.
Now let's see if anything else is going to happen here. But yeah, QVR Packer must be not very happy with that.
So, when you just said that just now, who has more pressure? Does Packer now have more pressure, or does Seafreeze have more pressure?
Well, kind of a bit of both, right? Seafreeze needs to keep the car going and keep himself close as possible to these guys. But Packer, I think he knows that unless Seafreeze makes a mistake somewhere, he is probably going to finish in P4. Or unless B-Tom or Mebby or somebody else makes a mistake. But then again, you know, Mebby is his teammate, so I'm sure he wants to get the maximum points for AlphaTauri for his team tonight.
Man.
He could try and overtake B-Tom and then try to put a car between himself and Seafreeze and see if that does anything.
True.
Alrighty, well, 5 laps to go. QVR Packer right on the back end of B-Tom, but has a 3-second penalty to his name. 007 also has a 3-second penalty, so that kind of puts those two guys out of contention for the podium. So right now, it's most likely going to be maybe B-Tom and Seafreeze on the top 3 steps, but it's not done just yet. Let's hear from Mr. Sensation. What are you looking at? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm just waiting for somebody to make a mistake right now, or they're going to end up tangling up. I feel it. Either somebody's going to make a mistake on a penalty, or there's going to be some a collision involved. That's what I'm waiting for. But I don't think it's going to happen.
On board now with Seafreeze. He's using everything he's got in his battery, but QVR Packer has loads more, so that's not going to work, unfortunately.
Oh, Seafreeze is trying. He's trying.
He's having a look. He's trying to unnerve QVR Packer, but it's not working at this stage in time.
What do you
still
see?
Watching
you still going with your prediction? You still see the same thing, or you see something else?
No, I think now, I mean, unless somebody makes a major mistake, it's going to be probably maybe B-Tom and Seafreeze on the podium there. But right now, I'm really just watching these top 4 guys driving it out here because, you know, we're really just watching for them to either make a mistake or make a move. Few more laps to go. I'm expecting some big moves soon. Is anyone gonna take it a little bit too wide and get another penalty, or is somebody gonna really save up some battery and go for it here? QVR Packer is doing an amazing job. He's got 80% battery on the start of this lap, compared to Seafreeze, who I think had only about 20 or 30%. Oh, big wiggle. Big wiggle there from B-Tom. And here comes QVR Packer.
Uh-oh.
And he's had a look, but...
Ooh, he was really... Is that a wing? Was that a wing that just...
I don't think so. I don't think there was any contact, but Packer was very close to making contact with B-Tom. And I'll tell you what, I think these guys are starting to feel a little bit of tire wear. And funny enough, if you look on some of the tires, on the front tires, there's a couple of patches, maybe from lockups and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But this is just spiced up once again. And it looks like Verstappen is going to retire in the pits, possibly.
Yeah, probably. Yep, show's over.
Okay, so Seafreeze dropped out of the DRS zone of QVR Packer. He now needs to catch up to within a second. Packer, though, smelling blood in the water, saw Beatom make a mistake, and now he's thinking, let's go for it. Let's try and put 3 seconds between myself and Seafreeze, if that's possible.
You can do it if you can just get around. That's the hard part.
Alright, only 2 laps to go. QVR Packer locking up into turn 1. Almost making contact with Beatom.
Seafreeze dropping back.
And now he's going to use some of his ERS. QVR Packer is going to have the DRS and the battery on Beatom. Maybe wiggling around trying to break Slipstream. Oh, this is going to be a tight one.
Shut the door. Shut the door.
Beatom very cautious there on his defending, but very, I don't want to say aggressive, but very stern. He definitely wants that P2, and he's not letting QVR Packer get through there very easily. But QVR Packer, he's been saving up the battery. He's now almost 2 seconds clear of Seafreeze. He needs another second, and then he will be on that podium. 007 gets another 3-second penalty.
Man.
But this is where it's all at right now. The battle for P2 and possibly even the win of the race here tonight between Mebi, Beatom, and QVR Packer.
Forgot, like you had said earlier, that Seafreeze had jumped in the pits early. So maybe he's feeling, wow, he is really trying to get around him. He's very aggressive. Whoa, look at the tire. Whoa, wheel banging. DRS.
Bats Butts gets a 3-second time penalty. Seafreeze caught up to them once again, 1.6 seconds. QVR Packer only 2/10 behind Beatom, using his battery up through Radion with the DRS open now. On the Camel Straight, he's going to pull out to the inside. We have a yellow for Just Jose, I think. Oh my goodness, this is going to be tight. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 3. QVR Packer up into P2. Beatom had to give up the space there, because otherwise that would have been a horrible incident.
Oh yeah, bad news if that was going to be the case.
All right, now QVR Packer has a pretty decent amount of time down to Seafreeze. He needs to pull out another second on the last lap. Oh no, somebody spun. It's Packer. QVR Packer all by himself had a moment there through Puon, and he is now down to P4.
We just said this. Oh man, this dude. This guy's the. Oh man, Seafreeze. Seafreeze. He has now become the Alan Frost of TCR.
It's not over just yet either. Beatom is within DRS zone of Mebi still. We have one more lap to do. He doesn't have much ERS. He's down to 10%. But he's only 0.6 of a second away. Let's see here. Beatom, could he go for the win on the last lap after a very crazy race here tonight?
Yeah.
Mebi gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, Mebi.
On the last lap, into Radion and Eau Rouge. He got himself a 3-second penalty. Just like that, it all fell apart for AlphaTauri. I think now it might be Seafreeze in P2, depending on where they finish and how much of a time gap they're going to have. But this is really going to hurt Mebi. He's done everything right up until that last lap, and unfortunately, the strict track limits have caught up to him.
Definitely has. Whoa, Beatom gotta watch it. He got to watch it because all he got to do is just bring it home. That's it. Don't do nothing crazy.
Seafreeze also needs to keep a little bit of pace in there so he can possibly get P2 here tonight. Let's see how close this is going to be.
Ooh, he's pushing it. B-Tom is pushing it there.
Yeah, B-Tom going a little bit wide there. Must have not had any warnings before. Must be feeling pretty comfortable about this race win. It was all decided on the last lap, but not with an overtake, with a penalty to Mebi. And unfortunately for QVR Packer, spinning on the penultimate lap, and it's going to be B-Tom who will win the race, and Seafreeze will finish in P3. So he did not manage to get that 3 second or less than 3 second gap to Mebi. So Mebi keeps P2, Seafreeze third, Packer fourth, Cam in fifth. Cam doing very well there in fifth after running his strategy. 007 Professional in sixth, Warrior in seventh, Dreamsy eighth, Chatty Duck in ninth, Bats Plus in 10th with the last point, Sir Charles in 11th, and Just Jose is going to come to finish in 12th place and last here today. But wow, that was quite incredible there at the end. We thought it was going to be decided with a battle, but it was all down to the penalties at the end of it.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Yeah, you called it. You called it. So it was just like, wow. Who would you put as driver of the day?
I mean, for me, it has to be Seafreeze. He kept it clean. He didn't have any penalties. He drove a really good race. He kept with the front pack for most of the time. Had a chance to win it. I got to give it to Seafreeze here tonight.
What place did he start in? He started in, was that fourth or fifth?
Let's double check that. Well, I guess we'll see that on the next screen because we're now into the podium celebrations.
There you go. Actually, Warriors is the driver of the day. Oh man, he's one of my picks.
Well, congrats to B-Tom with another win this season, extending his championship lead as well. Bats Plus only managed to get 1 point here today, so that has really hurt his championship odds here tonight. Seafreeze getting some good points for himself as well. Yeah, I mean, it was a really tight race here today, and it was not decided until the very last race. Mebi in second, Seafreeze in third, QVR Packer in fourth, Cam in fifth, 007 in sixth, Warriors was seventh, Dreamsy eighth, Chatty Duck ninth, the Bats Plus in 10th, Sir Charles and Just Jose in 11th and 12th, and then we unfortunately lost Verstappen, Sequid, and KGB Black Angel very early in the race there. But yeah, there's going to be some changes in the standings, that's for sure, because some guys had really great races here today, including Mebi and Cam and Seafreeze. Not such a great race for Bats Plus, and not a very good performance for Mercedes. They're going to lose some points in the championship in the Constructors. Ferrari still holding on to it. Williams is going to be possibly getting some extra points as well. So, yeah, what do you think, Mr. Sensation?
Wow, it's going to be it's going to be down to the wire. Very last race of the season. I think it's going to be real close, and we just have to wait. We're going to wait and see what happens. But very impressive race. No safety cars. I mean, I really thought it would be at least 2 safety cars, but we dealt with none. The weather was good, so we was thankful for that. And we didn't have too many crash outs, actually, really, honestly. I mean, we had a couple of spins, but no serious major crazy damages. But at 4th spot, it's a very, it's not bad. That's very surprising.
Yeah, I think overall it was a really good race. Exactly what I was expecting. Technical, lots of battling, lots of DRS
Hmm.
trains, couple of incidents here and there. But I tell you what, nobody lost it in Radion or Eau Rouge, which is very well.
Yeah.
But we did have a couple of people losing it through the other dangerous corner of Puan, and including QVR Packer. I mean, he was in contention for a
Yeah.
podium
Yeah.
finish there right towards the end, but unfortunately just had a little bit of an incident and lost the rear end of the car. Still managed to bring it home, I think, in fourth or fifth place. So good job for
Hmm.
him. But yeah, another win for B-Tom. Good drive from Seafreeze and from Mebby. I'm just waiting for them to join the party here. There's Mebby joining now, and we're still
Yeah.
waiting for Seafreeze to make his appearance. I'm sure he will be joining in a second after he finishes chatting to his teammate 007. They usually have a little bit of a debrief after the race.
Hmm.
So we will give him one quick second to join here. In the meantime, I will mention once again the links in the description of this stream. You will find our website where you can sign up to race with us either this season or you can pre-sign up for next season as well. I think that one is going to be on the newest game, which just got announced this week. So if you guys are planning on getting F1 2022, definitely do so and definitely sign up to race in a TCR. We have three classes: silver, gold, and platinum, racing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, check out Drink Alchemy and use the code TCR, all capital letters, at checkout for 10% off your purchase if you're looking for some clean energy drinks. And also, there's a link there to Fanatec, our affiliate sponsor for many seasons now. Check out their equipment, and you'll be helping out the league in doing so. And also, we have our merch. It's available right now for purchase and for shipping. You can customize your own jersey with your number, with your gamer tag, or your name, whichever one you prefer. There's hoodies, there's hats, there's mugs, there's pants, there's all kinds of different things available. So check out those links in the description of the video. And there we go. Seafreeze has joined us in the booth. Seafreeze, welcome. Congratulations on P3.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a tight race there. I think you were keeping up with the group for most of the time, and then I think UVR Packers incident kind of set you back a little bit there on the last couple of laps. But tell us about it from your point of view. How did the race go?
Yeah, just trying to stick with the DRS train. I lost it a few times. Those guys, all three, definitely had low downforce because I would gain a lot in the middle sector, and then man, just on the straight, like they're just pulling away tenths. Like even while I was in the DRS, so it was tough to actually make a move, really. But
Um,
sorry about that. Yeah, so I don't know. It was alright, and then Packer spun and got the penalty, and just I don't know, frustrating.
Yeah, but overall, pretty good drive from yourself. You kept it clean. You were right there with the pack throughout the whole race. I actually called you as the driver of the race for tonight because I felt like, you pretty much had good pace and had everything going except kind of getting caught in a couple of incidents and having to avoid some things and just falling back right towards the end there. But overall, how are you feeling about, the race today? You got some good points for Ferrari, keeping it positive?
Yeah, I mean we're in the lead, so that's positive. I mean the pace has been there all season. It's just frustrating that it hasn't clicked yet fully. I mean it's frustrating. I knew it'd be frustrating, but I didn't think it'd be this frustrating. We have 3 races left. Yeah, we'll go for it. I don't know. The entire grid wants to give Taz wins left and right, so I don't know. Good drive by Meb, but you kind of choked that one away.
Alrighty, and Mrs. Sensation, any questions for Seafreeze?
Were you surprised that there was no safety car?
A little bit. I think when I did the silver commentary, no, there was no safety cars or VSCs there, so I kind of had a feeling that it would be, if anything, maybe one. But no, I like races that go out green like this. It was a lot of fun. Not really a lot of fun, but you know what I mean.
Right.
All right, Seafreeze, congrats on P3. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, and thanks for the comms.
Alrighty, moving over now to Mebi in the AlphaTauri. Pretty good race from you here today. Had a couple of chances there for the win for sure, and also yourself and QVR Packer, your teammate. For a moment, it looked like it might have been a 1-2 there, guaranteed. Tell us about it from your standpoint. What happened there towards the end with that penalty, especially in the last lap? How did you feel about that? Yeah, I mean, at least you didn't lose the car, didn't crash, kept it nice and clean throughout most of the race. What was the strategy between yourself and your teammate? Was it kind of just DRS training each other, trying to get away, or was there a plan on who's going to take the lead in the case that one is the quicker driver? All right, Mr. Sensation, your questions for Bebby.
Was that even though, as I asked Seafreeze, surprisingly there was no safety car, was there any moment in the race where you hoped there would possibly be a safety car that play in your favor? Towards the end? Right. Right.
All right, great drive, Bebby. Congrats on P2 here tonight. All right, and moving over to usual name and face and voice in our podium interviews, especially this season. B-Tom with another win. Very tough drive here today. It wasn't one of the easier ones for you this season like you've had earlier on, but today you really had to fight it out. And on that last lap, coming onto it, without the penalty that maybe ended up getting, how much of a chance did you think that you had to take the win?
Honestly, I think he would have had it in the bag if not for that last warning going through Rouge and early on. I was a bit surprised to see him get a warning there, but I mean, it happens. I've gotten quite a few penalties on the straights in like open lobbies, and I did that in Portugal, so I was just like, I kind of felt for him in the moment because, yeah, that's just a very unfortunate way to lose the race. But yeah, I mean, Mebe did a really good job. He had really good pace. I think between him, Packer, and myself, he might have been the most consistent lap to lap. So yeah, it's just unfortunate, and if not for that, he definitely would have had it because Packer wasn't making my life easy by any means. So yeah.
Yeah, I think even more crucially than that, Bats Plus today did not have a very good race. He's down in P10, got 1 point to his name. you getting 25. That's a big difference. So now also you're going to jump up to a bigger lead in the championship. Going into the last three races, you're pretty close to pretty much clinching it already, becoming a two-time TCR Platinum champion. Is that thought kind of lingering in your mind, or are you going about it just race to race? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm obviously aware of the fact that I could technically clinch the championship in the next race, but it's not really something I'm thinking about because, I mean, anything can happen, especially if you don't really have the best qualifying, which I've been struggling with a bit this season. So, no, I'm just really trying to focus on making sure I start as high up as I can and have a clean race. Yeah, I don't really know what happened with Bats, but bit of a shame because it seemed like it was a lot of people who were very close on pace. So it could have been maybe a four-way fight for the win. So, yeah, I mean, around here, it's quite tricky. Very easy to, get collected if someone spins over the curbs or, spin over the curbs yourself. So, yeah.
Sensation, your questions.
Well, just as what Blinn had said, you got 3 races left. The last 3 laps of that Spa race was very hectic. And if you was to throw Bats Plus into the mix, moving forward, what are you going to work on, since you said that you do struggle with the qualify, and also to gain that huge, you said it's not important for you to win it, but you got to have a little bit of it's already in the bag. All you got to do is just go out there and just do it. But what is your strategy moving forward as to correct the situation of the qualifiers?
I think a big part would just be dialing in this new wheelbase I've gotten. So on Tuesday, I switched from a CSL Elite to a CSL DD, and it's pretty different. Like the force feedback it's quite smooth, but it's kind of hard to get a feel for the tires. So in qualifying, there was like some points where I just locked up and missed the corner or got some wheel spin, just because like at the moment I haven't really got the settings dialed in. But I think once I get those dialed in, it should be a good start, and then I'll just put more time into one lap pace and go from there.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, congrats again on another win. Good luck in the next 3 races. You've got a pretty good chance of getting another championship.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, folks. Well, you've heard from the top 3 finishers here. Mrs. Sensation, thank you so much again for joining me in the booth tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, definitely. No problem, man. I always enjoy being in a booth with you and doing these great epic races.
Awesome. Well, I hope to hear from you again later this season. We've only got 3 more races to go, so hopefully...
And what are the final 3 races, by any chance? I would like to know.
Good question. Seafreeze, you probably know.
You asked final 3 races?
Yeah, final 3.
Australia, Canada, USA.
Ooh.
Wow. All right, we've got some bangers.
Yeah. Oof. Australia.
Awesome.
That's one of my favorites.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to be it here tonight and for this week of racing in TCR. It's been some great racing at the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. And yeah, if you guys missed out on it, check out the other videos from Silver and the Golden class and rewind this one back if you missed out on the Platinum class. It was a great race here tonight. Check out the links in the description to our affiliate sponsors and our website and our merchandise as well. All of that is in the description. And yeah, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and share out the video to your friends. We would really appreciate it. But that's going to be it here for this week. We will see you next week in what sounds like Australia for the last 3 races is going to be Australia, Canada, and USA. That should be pretty damn good. All right, folks. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate your support, and we will see you next week. Have a great night.
Bye.